Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I am doing a totally glam look today. I have not done one of these in way too long, so I figured it was time. I want to start doing these more often for you guys. So this one is how to wear green eyeshadow. I know it's one of those colors that you kind of just look at and you're like, yeah, there's no way. So I'm kind of breaking down an easy way to do a smoky eye using green. So if you're interested, keep on watching. So I've already done my eyebrows, and I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This is going to give us a really good base to start out our look with, so that way we conceal all of the veins on our eyelids and we have a really good, nice and even palette to start with. So going into my Kat Von D Metal Eyeshadow Palette, I'm taking this nice creamy light shade, and it is a matte, and I'm just going to be putting this brow bone to lashes just to set our base to where we get a nice, smooth, blendable palette. Then going straight for the green, I'm using a flat, fluffier brush. I want to make sure this is flat so I can really get into my crease, but it needs to be a little bit fluffy so that way I can blend it out and diffuse it, because this is the only shadow that we will be using in the crease to diffuse itself. So I'm just starting off with a little bit, blending back and forth, getting a little bit more, blending a little bit more. This is really just a game of going back and forth between the eyeshadow palette and your eyelid. Don't try to go all at once because you'll end up with a hot mess on your face. And then I created my outer V shape using the brush, and I want to make sure I put the product on the inner edge of the brush to where we're not getting it all over our face. That's another reason why I do my face last. So I'm going into Midnight by Colourpop, and I love this eyeshadow because it's got a really cool reflection of like a silvery green color. And I am just packing this all across my lid, kind of making a sharp edge near my crease area. We will diffuse that, but I want to make sure that this is really intense for my lid. And I'm not going all the way to my outer corner either. Then going into my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, I'm going in with the darkest green in the palette. It almost looks black in person, but it does have a green tint. And I'm going in with a very small detail Real Techniques brush. I love this for blending out the edge of my lid and kind of deepening that crease area, and then I'm going to go in and diffuse that line with a little bit of green eyeshadow from the palette we used before and that same brush. Again, just play with this until you get a nice soft edge and the depth that you want in your crease, in your outer V. I like to go in and layer the outer V area to where I get a really deep, intense, smoky part right there. And then I believe this is called Telepathy, and this is a really cool lime green, intense shimmer shade, and this is also from Colourpop. And I'm just putting this in the very inner corner of my eye and diffusing that a little bit onto my lid to where we have a really good transition. And I'll also put this on my lower lashes, but we're going to do that later because I want to do my foundation and everything first. And then I'm going in with my Physicians Formula Automatic Brown Eyeliner just to help close that gap between our lashes and our eye, to where we don't have this really weird like gap with our makeup. It's also going to help our fake eyelashes blend a little bit better too. So for eyeliner, I'm using my Wet n Wild one that I always use, and this is their H2O proof one, and I'm creating my wing first, and then I'll connect that to my lid, and then I'll create that line across. And you guys should be so proud. I stayed in frame for this just for you guys. Now I didn't for the other eye, but you know, one eye is the one that counts, right? And then I'm going to clean up that edge with concealer to where I get a really crisp line for my eyeliner and my makeup. And I just used my MAC Prolongwear concealer. And then for mascara, I'm using my Rimmel Lash Accelerator mascara just to give some length to my lashes and get them to not clump together, because I'm going in with my 600 Wispies from Ardelle. I love these because they add a design to the lashes, not necessarily a whole lot of length or a whole lot of fullness, but it's going to give them texture, which is going to give our makeup a cooler look. Then moving on to the face before we do anything else to the eyes, I'm going in with my Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. And I love this because it's a really good refreshing primer. It's not anything that's going to make our makeup slip. It's actually going to make our face slightly tacky to where it's going to stick a little bit better. And I will wear my foundation over top of this for a 16-hour day, and it looks just as good at night as when it did when I went in the morning to work. So highly recommend this as a face primer. And then I'm using my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, and I don't remember the shade of this, but it's the palest one that they've got in their collection because as you see, I'm quite pale. And I'm using this on a flat kabuki brush and just buffing this into my skin all over. Then for concealer, I'm using that MAC Prolongwear concealer that I used before to clean up my eyeliner for my nose and in an upside down triangle underneath my eyes, just to make sure we really brighten up that area. And I'm just blending that out with a complexion brush. And this one's, I believe, from Royal Cosmetics. I got it at IMAX a couple years ago, so I don't know if they still have this or if it was just like a special deal for IMAX, but I know that Morphe has one pretty similar to this too. Then I'm going in with my Tarte Amazonian Clay. I want to say this is some sort of powder. I'll put the exact name down below, but it's like amazing translucent powder. It makes you look so smooth and so soft. I love this for setting my under eye concealer because it really gives us a good, nice, bright finish. And then for the rest of my face, I'm setting it with my Covergirl loose powder and the little powder puff that it comes with, because it's going to give me that coverage that I want, that staying power that I want, and that matte finish that I'm looking for with this look. Then for my bronzer, I'm going in with another Real Techniques brush and my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. I'm taking the middle shade and I'm just going to be buffing this into the hollow of my cheek area, my temple area, and underneath my jawline. Not in any special particular angle or way. I just want to make that a little bit warmer, a little bit more sun-kissed to add to the drama of our makeup. Then going into a Moda brush and the ashier shade in the palette, I will actually be chiseling out my cheekbones with this shade, and I like to go a little bit higher than what you would think your cheekbones are, so that way our contour doesn't get too low and it stays nice and clean and crisp. And then for blush, I'm going in with my Luminoso blush from Milani. I can't talk today, guys. It's okay. Do you ever have days where you're just like, yeah, words aren't working, I'm sorry. And then going in with my MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter, I'll be highlighting my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, underneath my brow bone, all that jazz. And I'm really lathering this up on my face because I want to be extremely dewy. You can also wet your brush for this. I do this occasionally for my highlighter to make it a little bit more intense. I didn't do that for this look, but always an option if you like extreme highlighter. But my goal was just to be a little bit more dewy in those areas, so nothing crazy. So going back into our eyeshadow, I'm taking first that dark green that we used, and I'm putting this as close to my lashes as possible, kind of like an eyeliner, and then I'm going into the green we used before, and I'm buffing that out with the brush that we used for our crease in the other, because it's got a little bit of that other eyeshadow left on it. Plus with this eyeshadow, it's going to give us a really soft diffused line, and I'm going right over top of that dark shadow. Because again, I want to keep this clean. This is the part that can get really messy if you're not careful, so make sure you keep this as close to your lashes as possible and slowly diffuse down rather than going straight for blending out that edge. And then I'm going in and I'm popping a little bit more of that green in my inner corner to connect the whole thing together. And then giving a good coat of mascara to my lower lashes. This is the same one that I used. I love it for my lower lashes as well, so you'll be totally fine to use it for both. Then for lipstick, I'm using my liquid catsuit in Nudie Patootie from Wet n Wild. Now, I had some skeptical thoughts about this before I started using it, and I've been kind of playing with it and how long it lasts, and I wore this for an entire 13-hour day at work, and it still looked awesome when night came and I only had to reapply once. It's like $5 from CVS, so I highly recommend it if you guys are looking for a good nude lipstick and you're nice and pale like myself. Just make sure that you put like an EOS balm underneath it where you don't dry out. And then I'm going in with my Mario Badescu Rose Water and just setting my face. And then you guys are totally done. I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and if you guys are liking these glam looks, I want to do a lot more of these on my channel since we are getting into summer and the party season, and I love makeup. So let me know what eyeshadows you want me to show you how to use next. I thought that this was kind of fun because I had this green shadow sitting in my palette and I hadn't used it yet, so decided to do a look for you. Don't forget to check out the rest of my videos and my previous one on how I style my new haircut. Also, check out all my social media. I have Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Snapchat. All the names and links are in the description box for you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!